Well, ahead of International Women's Day, which falls on the 8th of March this year, the JoyNews Gender Desk has been engaging the Gender, Children and Social Protection Minister on how far the country has come as far as dealing with domestic violence is concerned. Well, you hear the minister on where we are at the moment, but let's begin with the kidnapping of 3 girls. The minister earlier, when we spoke to her, indicated that the security agencies were closing in on the kidnappers. So yesterday when I met her, I asked her how far we are with that particular case.
Okay, let's talk about the kidnapping. You've spoken quite a lot about it already, but today is about the 200th day since the first girl, Priscilla, got missing. We keep counting down the days and hoping that we get some responses. You've been on record saying that the girls, saying that the suspect who has been arrested has told you that the girls are alive the last time you spoke to him. You've also said that, in fact, the first time we spoke to you at Joy, you said that we're closing in on these people. Yeah. And a lot of people have said that you said that without really giving us a lot of information as to what that really means.
Because I can't give the information. I'm not the security expert. They are working on it. And the corporates are watching. They watch TV. They listen to the news. So if you give your information out there, it's like you're giving it to them. Okay. They are still working on it. I've spoken to them. They are working on it.
And this morning you were again in the news, saying that it gives you sleepless nights.
Of course.
I've heard some people give a feedback to your sleepless nights comment, and they say, if the minister is having sleepless night, how should we feel?
If it is my child and she's not back, what do I do?
But they're saying that you have the power to act.
To arrest the person? No, or to do what? Tell me what to do. Okay, tell me. I'm doing. I'm doing, so you tell me what I can do.
No, that's why we pay you.
And you are also paid, so I'm asking you, you're a journalist. You also unravel mysteries, you are a journalist.
Exactly, but this is your job.
I am working, I am not the security. I don't have to bring the girls back.
Tell us your job. Tell us what
my job is to make sure that human beings are safe. The security is working on it, and I've told you, I can't give their information.
Where are we as far as that investigation?
I won't tell you. They are working on it. You can go. I can give you Madam Tiwa's number. You call her from here and she'll tell you exactly where they've reached. If they want to give you the information, that will be from the security. But from my end, it will be so wrong to tell you exactly what they're doing because the people are also watching.
Okay, so the point is that there won't be a lot of information out there because...
oh, no, I didn't say that. I said you can call Madam Tiwa. She is the right person. So I'll give you the number. You call her and then she'll tell you.
Okay.
Gender Minister Cynthia Morrison there. Well, it's been 201 days since Priscilla Blessing Bentum, the first of the 3 females believed to have been kidnapped in Takoradi, disappeared. Ruth Love Quason has been gone for 92 days now, whilst Priscilla Mantibia Crunchy has been missing for 75 days now. Well, as you know, here at JoyNews, we waged a campaign meant to support agencies to get the girls back home. And we're asking you, our viewers, to support us in that by hashtagging or following the hashtag Bring Back Our Tardy Girls Now. That campaign is still on. So another thing I engaged the gender minister on was about government response or her ministry's response to a report by CNN indicating that about 20,000 children are engaged or being involved in modern day slavery on the Volta Lake. Now, this is a story that's not new to us. Here at JoyNews, we've done a couple of stories and documentaries about this situation. Here is the minister's response.
A lot of them see it as their trade, and they want to train their children to take over. And they tell me, our parents used us at that age, very tender age. So most of them don't see the reason why people are taking it on a different note.
That we have done at JoyNews, some of them, I mean, in some of them, you see the children diving into the water, and they're doing this at a time when they're supposed to be in
school. That is where I'm coming to. Yeah. But for the diving, I am telling you, even without them diving to go and detangle the net, they dive to play. Yeah. It is they dive to play. So what I'm saying is that when we watch CNN and we see children skiing on the lake, frozen lake, what do you think? When there's an accident, that child will die, isn't it? You are quizzing Ghana, I'm quizzing CNN, and you are just looking at me. We should not, yes. When they go skiing, we sit here and we see it as a risky thing. They do so many things. They can't risk.
You would also say that that's play. That's play. There's a difference between
that is what,
that play
excuse
and
me,
when
you see,
children are
that is
being
what I
used by
don't
their
like about
parents to
Ghanaians.
work.
That is what I don't like about Ghanaians. I sold bread to help my mother. So for them at the lakeside, they think that this is part of, the only thing they are getting wrong is not letting the children go to school or use the children to work at those ungodly hours where the children is supposed to be in class, but the children is seen at the sea, and especially when they go and it is the deep sea. They asked me to sit in the canoe. I could not, I was afraid. They take them deep there, but the children themselves on their own, without their parents telling them to dive, they dive.
But we know clearly what the difference between when children are playing and when they are being forced to do work at ungodly hours. And
when my mother asked me to sell bread for her for the first time, I thought she was forcing me to do something that I didn't want to do. But I did it to help her. And now I have not regretted. It has made me a stronger person. All I'm saying, it is so wrong for them to use the children, because the young men, like their age, told me we did that before, now we are expecting it. The only regrets we have is that we did not go to school.
And they're repeating that regret because these boys are not going
their
to
children
school
are going to
anyway.
school. I will take you around. Where I went, excuse me, where...
The reports that we have done where the children are not going to school.
I know, even in East Legon, there are children who don't go to school. They live with people.
It doesn't make it any better.
It is not right, but
Which is why you are there, which is why the Ghanaian taxpayer
of
is
course,
paying you
I know.
to deal with the problem.
And I'm telling you that the moment I saw this thing, apart from my team working, I went there on Saturday myself, and I went through the stretch of the lakeside to see where they do fishing. That is what I have to do. Even though I have people on the field who do it and bring me a report, as a minister, once I see this thing, I have to go and make sure that whatever I am watching is the truth. What I am thinking here as a minister is that what do? Do we get a mechanism where when the nets get detangled under the sea, they can use? When they have that one, there will not be that fear. You go to countries.
Because the women, the men or the parents who are using their children to do this, which is obviously child labor, are doing so because they know there's nothing the state can do. Elsewhere, children belong to the state. And if you abuse them in any way, if you subject them to treatment that are not acceptable, according to world standards, I mean, the state takes you on.
I know.
But they know that the social welfare institutions in these communities themselves that are supposed to help, protect these children at that level, those social welfare institutions themselves are incapacitated somehow. They know that nothing will happen to them. They know nobody can take them on. So they go ahead and...
They know somebody can take them on. It's the education. Let me tell you, most of those people are not educated. So we need to educate them. That I take it. I won't run away from it. People who are educated, lawyers who are educated, teachers who are educated, doctors who are educated, get married, get divorced, and then sometimes even refuse to take care of their children. Even though they're educated, they know everything, they know the law. The problem is, it is our culture. So,
because you don't have a lot of time,
we are envisaging a situation where we should add education to farming, education to fishing. You can go to school and still be a fisherman. You travel out, those fishermen, they go to school here, they are fishermen. So that is where we have to come to. Let their children go to school. Even if it is a Saturday and you have a 12-year, 14-year, they will still take them to the...
Let's look at the specific case of the one that CNN has reported, which the government is not very happy about.
Because of the word slavery. It is not slavery. We are not doing slavery here. What I saw and what I have seen in the report I have, we know that some of them used to sell their say that, no, my child is... Oh, it is child labor. Like you bring a maid. My maid, for instance.
It's child labor.
It is not child labor. My maid, who is finished school before she came to me, I almost mentioned her name. I gave money to the mother to settle her to do something. Does it mean that I bought the child?
So
no.
Again, because of your time.
Because of poverty,
they what is happening
it is not slavery. Because of poverty, definitely when I'm giving my child to you to come and work for you, you definitely have to give me something. I'm sure your mother has a maid. If you have a maid, you pay, or you pay the family. Is it slavery?
When you're giving your
I'm
child,
asking you a question. Is it slavery?
Yes. You take answers for the Ghanaian people.
You also give Ghanaians answer. We are working together. Joy, you push me to the wall, yet you don't want to answer to Ghanaians. We'll all answer to Ghanaians.
It's okay if we need to answer, but at this time, it is you were taking the answers for the people of Ghana.
Okay.
So let me just say that when it comes to the children, when you're taking a child, if you're 18 and you decide
so wrong.
To somebody and you take money for
that is very wrong. But what I'm saying, it is so wrong. But what I'm saying is that we need to educate them because in their mind, that is my child. that child is going to help somebody. Why doesn't that person give me money? One is poverty. So how to eradicate poverty is number one. Okay. How to show them other means of making money. This is wrong. I am not saying it is right, and I am for the child. That is why I went there. And if we have to pick the children from the parents and put them somewhere, we are going to do. Because some of the parents, you see them and they are like, I saw a child who was missing. Took him to the police station. And the mother said, take him. I have another one. Take him too. I said, let me take that one because that is the one I found. He's now with me. He's a beautiful baby boy, my baby. He's so beautiful. He lives with me. That is the extent, the poverty.
At the end of the day, what you want Ghanaians to take away from what government is doing about the problem that CNN has highlighted is what? We are
working on it, and we are going to work on it to make sure that those, young, nice children go back to school, especially go back to school. But as for going back on the lake, I'm telling you, even if they are 12, once it is their father's job, they will take them. At least they want them to take after them. That one, they told me plainly, they will go to school. But on Saturdays, we'll take them. Unless, of course, you put security at every point to make sure that they don't.
What is government intervention?
It is a good thing. If my child...
What is government intervention? What is it? Like,
that is why we are here, and I'm telling you, I'm the ministry. Government is me, it's not president.
So what is it that you're doing? You said you talk about education.
I'm going to their schools to educate the children themselves that they need a right to be in school, that their parents should not push them. And I've got the fathers themselves who are going to volunteer to work with me in the schools and the communities and take me to where the height of the problem is.
So that's the gender minister that is speaking to me yesterday. Well, finally, she also spoke about domestic violence in this country and how far we have come.
Domestic violence is something that we should all get involved and educate. Yesterday night when I went to visit Kofi, there was this woman, Ephraim's mother. Ephraim had leopard. All his fingers are off now. His toenails are all off now because the father said the mother should not take him to the hospital and that he was going to go herbal. And he's been bandaged almost every part of his body. If you see him, it's a sorry thing. But the father said, don't take him to the hospital. The mother brought the boy to the hospital. And over 2 months now, the father has... They called him, he went once and he hasn't gone again. So yesterday they told me they are going to send an arrest to get him. I asked the mother yesterday, the boy is about to be discharged. Are you ready to go home? And she's afraid to go back home. And I asked her, does he beat you? He said yes, occasionally. But these days, he doesn't beat me physically. But the emotional trauma that I'm going through in that house, do you want him arrested? There was a pause. So that is where we are. If the woman who is being battered, even if the man is being assaulted, and he says, no, you can't follow up. But if it has got to do with a child, that one we can come in and say that this is a child, and so we'll defend. But when it comes to spouses, the man will be arrested, and the woman will come and tell you that if you arrest him, who is going to take care of my children? So I want you to release him.
How do you think we can deal with this problem?
Conscientize the people to know that you are not safe. You see somebody has been killed by their husband who went through similar things. You want to die before. It's not that we want to just arrest your husband, but at least if a lot of men who do that, they do it after they are drunk, and it's a difficult thing. But once the woman says, "Don't go ahead," you can't do anything to it.
So then, what should women do? So conscientizing women, they know it. Some of them don't know that at a point you can just report your husband or report your spouse if they are abusing you. Not that they'll be arrested, but just so they will be counseled, for example. They don't know.
I have a case here. Yeah, the woman came back to say that the family says if she doesn't withdraw the case, then she shouldn't come back to the family again. Because it is a disgrace to send your husband to do. So we need education. All of us need education. Especially, we should give it to our growing children, especially the young men, to let them know that once you marry, that wife is part of you, your better half. You don't beat up that person because she's weak. And the women also, you don't beat up your husband because you think he's a nice gentleman, he wouldn't beat you, wouldn't touch you. Some men are strong, but yet when their wives hit them, they refuse to hit back, which is a very good thing. But it doesn't mean that the woman has a right to hit the husband. Nobody has a right to hit each other. Yes.
Gender Minister Cynthia Morrison there speaking to me yesterday ahead of International Women's Day. And as we go along, we'll bring you more of that conversation that we have with him. She has a message as well for all women on that day.